Well, good day and welcome to episode 25 of The Driving Force, presented by the Louisiana Transportation Research Center. My name is Todd Blunt, and I'm joined today by my friend, colleague, and co-host, Garrett Wheat.
Good afternoon.
We're thrilled that you've chosen to join us here as we highlight the people and projects driving change in Louisiana transportation. For nearly 40 years now, LTRC has merged the resources of state government and Louisiana universities to identify, develop, and implement new technology to enhance many critical aspects of the transportation system here in Louisiana and beyond. Central to our mandate from the Louisiana legislature is transportation research, and we are continuing today in our series highlighting various aspects of that research and introducing the talented and hardworking people who make it happen every day. Our guest today is Professor Louay Mohammad, who serves as a professor of civil engineering at Louisiana State University, as well as the director of LTRC's Sustainable and Resilient Pavement Materials and Technologies Center. Additionally, Professor Mohammad is LTRC's longest tenured researcher, studying and serving here for nearly 40 years now. We're looking forward to learning more about his decorated career, all that's changed in the world of transportation research since he began back in the 1980s. We'll step away briefly before we jump into our conversation with Professor Mohammad. Welcome back to The Driving Force. Today is the fifth installment in our research series, and we're excited to welcome Professor Louay Mohammad to the show. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Todd and Garrett. I appreciate the invitation. I am, as you said, Louay Mohammad, Professor of Civil and Environmental Engineering at LSU. And I also a Transportation Engineering Faculty Group Coordinator at the department. And as well as I serve as a Director of the Sustainable and Resilient Pavement Materials and Technology Center here at LTRC. I've had the privilege of serving LSU and LTRC in nearly 4 decades, as you mentioned.
Yes.
And essentially, this is the entire life of LTRC. I was here just about when it was created legislatively back in 1986. And my career in pavement engineering and asphalt science began back in 1987 when I was hired to establish LTRC's Pavement Materials and Engineering Research Program, where we do also teaching as well. And fast forward 38 years, and I'm very proud to reflect on the remarkable academic and teaching development that we have done in the past decades, in the 4 decades that I have been at LTRC, and which is basically my entire working career. It's in one institution. And so what I'll do is basically now tell you about the accomplishment from both the research side and the academic side that we have done over the years. From the research side, I created a new research initiative in construction materials when I was hired in pavement engineering and asphalt science at LTRC, and I served at that time as a founding director of a state-of-the-art engineering construction material characterization lab from January 2000 to April of 2023.
Wow.
And then subsequent to that, now I serve as the founding director of the Sustainable and Resilient Pavement Materials and Technology Center. And our center basically brings together experts from across discipline throughout the university. And what we try to do is address most pressing and challenging issue, sustainability, climate change, and sea level rise, and their impacts on Louisiana transportation infrastructure. And further, my research has developed many innovative test methods that show how we can use, for example, waste tire into Louisiana roads without compromising performance and durability. And that's the key, is durability. And this effort has led to many tangible incomes on findings that eventually led to specification changes in our 2016 specification for roads and bridges, improving flexible pavement, how they're designed and how they're built across the state. My group also completed nationally research-funded project that was sponsored by the National Cooperative Highway Research Program, otherwise known as NCHRP. And this particular work is titled Optimization of Tack Coat for pavement application. And I'm citing this specific research because one of the initiatives that we've been doing over the past many years is that we're transforming, in this particular case, an art into a science.
Okay.
And many of the findings of this work led to the development of publication of two standard AASHTO standard test methods.
Wow.
They are AASHTO T47 and T48. And revision to specifications, specifically our specification, that is related to tack coat material types, application rate, both with the Louisiana DOT standard specification as well as national specification. So it was very impactful study. This implementation of these findings has shown to extend the life of our pavements by 21%.
Wow.
And
That's a lot.
yes, and it's it is this type of work that we look for. It's an implementable research that uses scholarly conduct, rigor in their findings, and to find their ways ultimately into solving problems.
Sure.
And anything I do is solve problems,
Yeah.
basically. That's really my group does. And over the span of my career, I had the opportunity to serve as a principal investigator or co-principal investigator of over 73 projects with a total funding of more than $33 million. And this is from across the wide range of funding from DOTD, from federal highways, from NCHRP, National Science Foundation, and even other states. We've done work for other states. And in fact, my research has been fortunate to receive a broad recognition, and I'm ranked among the top 2% of the world's most cited scientists across natural science that has been reported by Stanford University in 2021.
Wow.
My group also is very active. We have authored and co-authored 415 technical publications in pavement engineering. And out of that, 253 archival publications, 70 proceedings, 68 technical reports, and 11 invited articles in technical magazine. So we do lots in technology transfer, and we disseminate our work through these channels. And I was fortunate enough to deliver over 460 presentations with 257 as a keynote speaker throughout the world, not only in the country, in the region, but throughout the world. Over the many years, my group has been very active in publishing and sharing our work. And as I said earlier, and all these things ultimately, they offer opportunities to engage with colleagues, to engage with other individuals that help us advance our pavement engineering and technologies. So this kind of summarizes all my research activities, if you will, in a kind of 30,000 foot viewpoint of what has been done.
That's incredible. I didn't realize, we know there's a lot working closely, but Todd and I don't work, we're not engineers. So it's nice to have engineers on here to share what you guys are doing. We're familiar with the spec book too, so I know, well, in the AASHTO, you mentioned the AASHTO guidelines.
AASHTO, we not only do research, but the finding from the research results in the development
And standards.
In standards.
Testing methods, you said, right?
And these testing methods, we do the TR, for example.
I've heard of those
We
too,
have done the ASTM.
Okay.
We've done AASHTO. And all these
Yeah, that's
things,
cool.
channel their way into our specification for roads and bridges. Basically, that's what my always
That's
key
where it
is.
starts.
We have to improve the way we do business.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what I have basically summarized the achievement on the academic side. As I pointed out, I do a lot of things on the academic side, and this is very important to me because, as you know, academic is workforce development.
Sure.
Yeah.
We teach, we graduate, we provide the workforce to the DOTs. As a matter of fact, many individuals that are now serving in LTRC or at DOTD, one way or another, they were my student at one time whether they're at the undergraduate or the graduate level. So I'm going to summarize for you, since I have been hired, what has been done from the academic side. So from the academic side at LSU, I had the opportunity to help build the graduate program. We had no graduate program in transportation when I came in. And within the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. Now, currently, we have a strong program. We have 5 faculty, diverse topics, operation, transportation planning, and pavement engineering. Our transportation program currently in the department is one of the most popular. We've graduated over 300 students. Many of them now, they are hold positions in academia, different universities, throughout not only in our country, but throughout the world. Our position students throughout the world. State DOTs, private industry. And I had the privilege of supervising myself more than 40 master students and 25 PhD students. And more notably, including Dr. Sam Cooper Jr. and Dr. Sam Cooper III, both from my class of 2015. I was also incremental in establishing our Board of Regents approved online master program. We offer now a master in civil engineering with a specialty in transportation. It is designed for working professionals who want to advance their technical knowledge and leadership skills, and while maintaining flexibility. This program helps engineers stay at the forefront of innovation and prepares them to lead in the civil engineering industry that is so much evolving with technology. And in addition, I helped create a minor in transportation engineering at the undergraduate program. So this basically provided a venue for undergraduate students to have more in-depth knowledge in transportation, planning, operation, pavement, and material, giving them a head start toward graduate study or professional practice in one of the most rapidly evolving areas of civil engineering. I continue to teach currently construction material courses, pavement design, and pavement rehabilitation courses. And one of the most rewarding part of my career has been mentoring students and seeing them grow into leadership who are shaping the future of our transportation infrastructure. My passion also extends beyond engineering undergraduate students, in that we have strong support for from our industry to help our undergraduate students. And we have developed what is so-called the Asphalt Technology Scholarship Program at LSU in Civil Engineering Department program. And it was established back in 1994. And we have awarded over $270,000 worth of scholarship to students in that area to promote the area of asphalt technology, asphalt science, transportation engineering. As a matter of fact, it is so popular, it was featured in National Asphalt Pavement Association magazine article called Scholarship Fuel Interest in Asphalt, Louisiana's Model for Other States to Follow.
Very cool.
So it's really been rewarding to see that this initiative inspired students to pursue careers in pavement and materials engineering. Other things I was involved related to students is we established ASCE Transportation and Development Institute scholarship program. This scholarship program, we award two $500 scholarships to students in civil engineering and in construction management to basically inspire them to pursue career in transportation engineering. And this was established back in 2012. And also to continue our pursuit of helping students, I've established in the Civil Engineering Department at LSU the L.H. Bossier Asphalt Laboratory for undergraduate teaching through a generous donation of over $500,000 from industry, which allow us to build this laboratory from basically outside funding. And this state-of-the-art laboratory right now gives our students a hands-on experience with a wide range of ASTM and AASHTO standard test method, as well as advanced research procedures in the asphalt binder and the aggregate, Portland cement, and both asphalt and concrete mixtures. So this particular laboratory now currently serves as the core for one of our classes, which is CE 3700 Engineering Materials Laboratory, which is the course where we hire adjunct from here at LTRC to teach this particular class, where students gain practical skills and deeper understanding of how materials perform, bridging the gap between classroom learning and real-world engineering practice. So this kind of give you a very, very brief overview of the things, the most important things that I see that has been the highlights of my career from both research and academic for the past nearly 4 decades.
Wow, it's incredible. Thank you for that good insight to part of your tenure. We really appreciate it, and especially all the things that you've done. Can you talk more to how it started and what initially drew you into this area of research?
That's an excellent question. I basically was drawn into the asphalt material and asphalt science because it's an incredibly complex material. Asphalt, to describe it, it's very complex. Why is it complex? Because the way it behaves from an engineering standpoint, it changes with everything that particular pavement is subjected to in terms of environment. It changes in terms of traffic loading, how fast or how slow, in terms of aging. And what that basically means that, well, if we build a road, what do we have on it? Well, we traffic it. So if you got a fast load, if you have a low speed, high speed, it will behave differently. If you have a summer, a winter, a fall, a spring, it will behave differently. And from the summertime, because the ultraviolet light we have, we get 60 degrees C in Louisiana plus in the summertime. All these things changes that material. So for me, it is challenging to be able to come up with ways to describe this across the season, across the year, across the design life, and be able to design one that can perform, the one that has the best output for durability. And this is what I just realized, how small improvement that even if I can make will basically offer a major cost saving to the state, and more importantly, a better performance and saver for our traveling public. I've been fortunate enough to work with many outstanding student, postdoc, visiting scholars, and colleagues over the years. Their creativity, I push them toward their creativity, and energy has made the journey very rewarding. And honestly, being surrounded by such talented people is what keeps me going every day and makes me want to come to work and do the things that I love to do. What continues to engage me today is the evolution of our science and tools. We've moved from purely empirical approaches, I'm going to give you specific to our discipline, like mechanistic empirical and performance-based design, into integrating some of the latest fundamental of understanding of material behavior through such as rheology, fracture mechanics, artificial intelligence, which plays an important role. Each advancement brings us closer to a longer lasting, more sustainable, more resilient, which is the spirit of continuous innovation, where science directly improves people's life. And this is what it's all about. It's what still drives my passion for this field every day.
We can tell.
So we've mentioned a couple times that you've been doing this for nearly 40 years, and you've mentioned a couple of changes and developments, in that last answer. But I'd love just to kind of take a big picture. What are 2 or 3 of the most significant changes you've seen in the field since you began?
Once again, thank you for the question, Todd. First, it's the shift from the way we used to do business. We shifted from empirical which basically means that you develop things based on a envelope that is confined to, into a more fundamental approach, which was called performance-based design, where we can predict rather than it is empirical, applies only to the condition it was
That you've
derived
seen,
from.
right.
And there is a major shift now. We moved from relying on experiences and a trial to using measurable performance criteria. For example, the introduction of performance grade binder selection, for example, balanced mix design. For example, mechanistic test like semicircular bend test and fracture energy, and the Hamburg wheel tracking load test. And these are basically used to be able to predict for us, is the pavement going to rut? Is the pavement going to crack? Now we have the tools to be able to predict before we produce, before we build. Tools like this, Pavement ME, for example, further advanced this, enabling mechanistic empirical pavement design where we can incorporate traffic loading, climate, materials properties. They all are integrated to optimize the performance, to optimize cost, to optimize durability, because we're basically predicting what's used in the field. The second one is basically the progress in advanced material characterization. And we have the ability now to measure and model materials behavior across multiple scales, from the nano scale to the macro scale, from microstructure to the entire mixture performance. Techniques such as binder rheology, chemistry, digital imaging, they all let us to understand micro scale chemistry and structure influence on the macro behavior of pavements. And lastly, the growing focus on sustainability. The conversation has expanded beyond performance and cost to include environmental and social impact. Concepts like life cycle assessment, low carbon material strategies have become central to pavement engineering. It's exciting to me, this is very exciting to see that the field evolved toward sustainable and resilient infrastructure solutions that serve both the public and the planet. So now we not only look at how long it's going to last, but we also look at it in the same manner as, yes, I want pavement that lasts longer, but at the same time has lower greenhouse gases effect.
Does that, we've seen a lot of stuff about like reusing pieces of material.
One approach to this is recycling. Recycling is associated with conservation of materials. So that basically means that instead of using energy to produce an original material, I don't need to use all that energy to produce that material because I'm using recycled material to substitute part of the original material. Whether it's an asphalt, whether it's a binder, or whether it is that entire concepts together.
Awesome. As someone deeply immersed in this field of materials research, what do you see as, like Todd said, kind of 2 or 3 of the most significant opportunities and challenges for the next few years?
Garrett, that is a great question. And I see both exciting opportunities and important challenges ahead. One major opportunity is digital transformation of our field. Tools like artificial intelligence and machine learning are opening new doors to optimize material selection, mix design, quality control, and even asset management. They allow us now to make data-driven decisions that improve performance, that improve efficiency, and incorporate sustainability all at once. Another opportunity that I see lies is the decarbonizing pavement materials. What I mean by that, we're now developing, once again, data-driven methods to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from asphalt production and construction, helping us move more toward a low carbon and circular economy type of solution in our pavement engineering and construction material. Of course, these advances comes with significant challenges, integrating sustainability matrix into everyday practice, engineering practice, design practice, ensuring long-term performance when, for example, high recycled asphalt pavement, known as RAP content, the use of recycling materials, and maintaining a balance between cost efficiency and durability are all complex issues that one of the things is a lot of the research we do is to find a balance amongst them.
Sure.
The real key will be collaboration for success, bringing together researchers, agencies, and industry partners to move innovations quickly for implementation that goes from the lab to the field. And this is a key. You have to have a stakeholders in the finding, in the support of the findings of my research, so that it can move quickly to the field.
Yeah, makes sense.
They have to adapt.
Well, let's drill down a little bit more on sustainable and resilient pavement materials. We've talked about that a few times already, but tell us a little bit more about some of the benefits these materials offer here in Louisiana and beyond, and maybe a couple of examples of what they are and how they're being used.
Todd, thank you for that question again. At our center, the focus basically is on developing materials that extend pavement life while reducing environmental impact and greenhouse gases. And this is the key. We always never compromise with pavement life because of environmental impact. The key is how can we make sure that optimize both.
Yeah.
And this is what most of my work has been in the past and is now that I do is try to find an optimization.
Yeah.
For example, we're designing asphalt mixture now with high reclaimed asphalt content. We're designing asphalt mixture, we can design asphalt mixture that has what is so-called recycled shingles.
Okay.
You know, the shingles in the roof of your house, for example.
Right.
When after 30 years comes in and removed. Well, that has a quality material sometimes. That has a potential of being used.
Okay.
And instead of going to a landfill, can we use it?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Can we substitute? Can we rejuvenate it? Bring it back to life? And again, that's the topic of my research, where we can use rejuvenation with bio-based materials. Bio-based materials as a recycling agent to restore the durability and flexibility of that material. Because as I mentioned earlier, aging is a problem with asphalt binder. Asphalt is a hydrocarbon. You expose it to the sun, it becomes basically harder, you know, in a simple thing. So over the years with its design life, it's prone to cracking because it becomes hard.
Right.
So now if I want to reuse it, I'm not going to reuse a bad material. So what we do, this is where innovation comes in, is you have to rejuvenate it, bring it back to life, bring it back to its flexibility.
Okay.
And then you have to have some tests to prove what the statement is. And this is what many of the test methods that I've developed over the years ensure that. We're also working on rubberized asphalt binders from waste tires, improving the resistance to rutting and cracking while sustainability through lower greenhouse gases emission and resource conservation. For Louisiana, this innovation particularly is valuable. They deliver longer service life in harsh climate, reduce maintenance costs, and lower overall carbon footprint at the same time for our road network in Louisiana. And the impact goes beyond the state. The method we developed through our research has been influenced at a national specification. From the result we do through our national studies, through our pool fund study, from the federal highways, from NCHRP, they all will be part of our technology transfer, where it helps agencies across the country adopt sustainable, performance-based pavement practices that make infrastructure both greener and longer lasting.
We just kind of asked about where do you see the future going, but can you maybe talk to some projects you and your team are currently working on that you're kind of excited about?
Absolutely, Garrett. We have several exciting projects underway. One that I'm particularly proud of, sustainability through the development of life cycle information models for pavement in Louisiana. Now, this project, through this effort, we're developing environmental product declaration, EPD. Now, what EPD is, it's like a nutrition fact when you buy food.
Okay.
So when you buy food, you go to the back of the product that you purchase,
Sure.
and you see it has so much sugar, so much potassium, so much this, and then you decide whether this food is good or not. It's exactly the same thing in terms of construction material. This nutrition fact we call it EPD.
Okay.
And in there, it will tell you, if you use this product, what are the potential pollutants that are associated with the use of this product. And then the designer is going to decide how to incorporate this into the concept and how to use it, basically, and benchmark our data for asphalt materials across the state. The goal is to create what is so-called life cycle assessment model. What is life cycle assessment? It is basically, when it comes to cost, the parameter used to compare cost among different designs is called life cycle cost analysis.
Yep.
When it comes to environment, when you compare effect of using these various materials that I mentioned, it's called life cycle assessment. And that's what this project we're doing is that we're using this approach to basically benchmark for our mixes that our contractor are producing currently in Louisiana, so that it allows us to quantify the impact and promote the use of low carbon materials and sustainable construction practices. For example, we currently allow the use of wrap. So this is, we can define it in terms of cost. But now at the same time, since this is something we already do, how about if we quantify, if we use wrap, how much do we reduce greenhouse gases for that particular material? So
As opposed to using new material?
exactly, yes, exactly. So this kind of allows us, we're looking at performance, engineering-wise, and we look at it from
Environmental.
performance from an environmental side. And now we've got some models that we incorporate both, and we can pick up the optimization process. So basically, ultimately, what we want to do is help to reduce greenhouse gases emission for highway project without compromising performance. Another project that we're working on, we're advancing AI-assisted balanced mix design and long-term pavement performance modeling to automate the optimization of mixture properties. And we're exploring resilient matrix to ensure how pavement recover from flood and temperature extremes. For example, LA1. When hurricane comes in, it's flooded. Well, how can we get it back adaptable so that we open it back to traffic? These are the things, what kind of material we can put in so that it's not reduced structural efficiency by that. So this is from the resilience side. From the AI side that I mentioned earlier, it's a very exciting topic because now we can basically take, let's say, an asphalt mixture. The name mixture means that it has more than one component. Right. What are they? Aggregate and asphalt. So if I know the properties of the aggregate, if I know the properties of the asphalt, we run it through an AI, a data-driven training and all these things, and then we can predict what happened if I use this, if I use that, put them together, we build the road that has such a structure, what performance do we get? So these are really exciting opportunities. Together with these projects are paving the way literally for more sustainable, resilient, and data-driven transportation infrastructure for the future.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, thank you so much, Professor, for being our guest on the show today. It's so valuable to learn about these innovations and research that are being performed here on campus and here at LTRC every day. Before we go, we want to have just a little bit of fun with you with a few final lightning round questions. Garrett's going to ask these just to help our listeners get to know you a little bit better. Garrett, you want to take it away?
Yeah. All right. First question. What is your favorite place in Louisiana to unwind?
That's a very nice question. My favorite place would be the LSU Rural Museum.
Oh, yeah.
I think that place I go visit, it's quiet. I get away from the intensity and all the things that are associated with everyday task of the day. So this is my favorite place.
Very peaceful place.
Very peaceful, very peaceful. I need to get into a peaceful place. You know.
If you weren't a civil engineer, what would you be doing?
I would probably be a teacher. I like to be a teacher because what I find a passion in what I do is mentoring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even with my teaching, excuse me, at LSU, I get, at the beginning they think I'm a tough teacher and so forth, but then once they graduate and they get out in the real world, I get many postcards in my office, They're very complimentary and telling me how I basically shaped their life. And it's exciting, to me, is that I want to be a teacher because seeing their enthusiasm and shape up their career, this is something so rewarding.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. It's an amazing opportunity that I have.
When you're teaching freshmen or underclassmen, what is your favorite piece of advice to give someone in the engineering field?
My favorite advice that I always tell the students is read the question carefully. Pay attention to what it said to you.
Yeah.
You do not know how many times I see answers and they basically you've asked so many things and they left out a third of it out.
Yeah.
Right.
And I said, I bring them back. I said, let's read it together. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. So my advice to all people, that even my kids, I tell them that, is that whatever anyone has asked you anything, read it carefully and answer that question just with the information needed. Not too much, not too little. Because students sometimes tend to ramble and put so many information really is irrelevant.
Right. All right, last question. You mentioned you've traveled a lot to speak. What's one of your favorite places you've visited?
I've been literally all over the world, I think. My favorite places, if I have to select, it will be the Far East. Many of the countries are Far East are amazing. They're amazing in the resources they have, the culture, the people, and I just enjoy going over and over back there, and the love of learning. People in the Far East, they have an amazing love of learning.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, thank you again for your time and for everything you've shared with us today. Honored to have you here as our guest on the show, learning more about what you do and why it matters so much for our state and beyond. We'll take one more quick break before we wrap up today's episode. Well, that's a wrap on episode 25 of The Driving Force, presented by the Louisiana Transportation Research Center. You can learn more about what's happening at LTRC on a daily basis by visiting us online at ltrc.lsu.edu or on social media through Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We encourage you to like, follow, and subscribe to our channels on each of these platforms. You can also learn more about the great work that Professor Mohammad and his team are doing by visiting the research section of the LTRC website and taking a look at our project capsules, final reports, technical summaries, and more. We hope that you'll join us next time. So we welcome several members from Louisiana DOTD's Pavement and Geotechnical Group, including Chris Nickel and several others. Till then, we are your hosts, Garrett Wheat and Todd Blunt. We thank you so much again for joining us today. Drive safely out there.